He wants you to succeed. Have faith of a mustard seed. Get up on your feet. Rise up.
Hello. Welcome to the Drexel SEMA Show. And today my guest is the young Demari Fulford. Demari is currently studying in the UK. We'll hear from him what he's actually studying. He also was the youth ambassador for the Turks and Caicos Islands, representing us at the round table. And I think he has a lot to offer. Demari has gone through, some issues in his life when, unfortunately, his mother passed away because of cancer. However, despite that circumstances, he remains focused, and we'll hear more about that as well as part of this interview. And with that said, I just want to welcome Demari Fulford to the Drexel SEMA Show. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
All right. So tell us a little bit about you, people watching the show. I mean, I know your dad, and I knew your mom, but I don't know much about you. So tell us a little about you.
Well, you kind of pre-covered it. I'm currently at the University of Nottingham studying...
Nottingham?
Nottingham, yes. Studying music and philosophy.
That's interesting.
I've always kind of just liked music, and philosophy was kind of a thing to just add there, honestly. So seeing how it's going to go this first year. I'm currently 19 years old. I play the trumpet mainly. I went to British Collegiate, which I kind of found my love for music there.
Mm-hmm.
As you said before, I am the first male to ever speak at the House of Commons for the UK Youth Parliament debate, as well as the first male to represent Turks and Caicos for the UK Overseas Territory Association roundtable discussion.
So tell us about that experience speaking at the House of Commons roundtable. Tell us about that, and also how did you end up becoming the ambassador for Turks and Caicos?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good day to my fellow youth representatives and MYPs. My name is Demari Fulford from the beautiful, by nature, Turks and Caicos Islands, and today I am honored to stand before you to emphasize what I believe that access to education through university and apprenticeships is the foundation for a brighter future in our islands. This year, our government's annual international scholarship program has opened doors for over 100 exceptional Turks and Caicos Islanders like myself to study at universities all over the world. In 2020, we started a national internship and apprenticeship program that's provided over 200 participants placements, allowing students to work in related fields of studies and industries to improve our human capital, which I am proud to state. However, an important question we must ask ourselves is, are we equally committed to provide opportunities for students studying in the creative and performing arts as we are to those in STEM and tourism in Turks and Caicos? Every student has the right and deserves a chance to fully pursue their passions, Mr. Speaker, without feeling pressure to follow traditional paths based on societal expectations such as conventional financial standards and negative labeling on the arts, as I have experienced as a current music student at the University of Nottingham. By broadening our view of education, opportunities, and resources, Mr. Speaker, we empower and encourage individuals to thrive in areas that not only bring them personal fulfillment, but also contribute to our growth of our economies and communities. In 2024 alone, reports have said that the music and entertainment industry has contributed £7.6 billion to the British economy. Additionally, countries such as our neighbours Jamaica grew in popularity based on the rise in their global reggae music. And I believe Turks and Caicos can do the same with our very own rake and scrape genre to attract more tourists annually. Therefore, if we invested more in nurturing and making our creative industries more accessible, we will have the key to a well-rounded and prosperous society. For these are not simply hobbies, Mr. Speaker, but these are investments to diverse educational pathways, which will build a stronger and more dynamic Turks and Caicos Islands. So let's champion education in all forms, academic, creative, and technical, because true progress happens when we recognize that success comes in various pathways, and when talent meets opportunities, our islands, my Turks and Caicos Islands, will flourish. Thank you.
Well, really, I was approached by the TCI London office.
Oh, okay.
And they had, because the speech that they usually have for the overseas territories was for, this year was for education, universities, apprenticeships. So the criteria for them was someone that was in education, someone that could speak well and represent the country well, obviously. Usually persons that speak at the House of Commons were 18 or under, so that was something looking for. And at the time I was 18. And yeah, so that was some of the criteria they're looking for, obviously a Turks and Caicos Islander as well, that knew everything that's going on regarding education, apprenticeships, and university. So that's how I got that role. And actually speaking there was very surreal, honestly. It didn't really hit me until about 10 minutes before I was supposed to speak. Because it kept going back and forth from every representative from the British Overseas Territories. And since Turks and Caicos begins with T, I was at like one of the last ones.
Oh, okay. It's an alphabetical order.
Yes, it was. So I had the privilege of going last, and I could just see it coming slowly to me. And as that was happening, I was getting very nervous, but it was honestly a great privilege and honor to represent my country.
Well, thank you for representing us. And what exactly did y'all speak about? Is it a particular topic?
Yeah, so it was on education.
It was on education. Okay,
at least for our special speeches. But the members of Youth Parliament from England, so all over England, they were actually having the debate on different topics that they wanted to see in England. So I know it was split into two, sessions. The first one being, I believe, should 16, 17-year-olds should be able to vote in the UK.
Okay.
I know that's the one that won. I can't remember the other one that was up against. And then the second session, the one that won was, I believe, on period dignity and having like free, accessible period products for females in public spaces.
So there's a competition?
It wasn't necessarily a competition. It was more like how, for example, at the House Assembly, you would have a motion that wants to be passed, and you have different people speaking on the motion, and then you have a voting system at the end, and whoever got the most votes for that motion would then be passed. And now they're currently working on, I believe the UK has announced that the next general election that they have, I think the next 3 years, 16, 17-year-olds will be able to vote then.
Oh, okay. So something did come out of the roundtable discussions.
It did.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And so now you're going to be you finish your A-levels, I assume?
I finished my A-levels and I did a foundation year, actually.
A foundation year?
Yes, I did a foundation year in just a general arts and humanities degree. And now I'm going on to my first year of music and philosophy.
And that's a 3-year degree?
Yes.
Okay. And after you complete your degree, what do you plan to do with that?
I plan to come home and try to honestly build up the curriculum for the music on Ireland, trying to make it more accessible to people who perhaps haven't even had the privilege to play an instrument like I do, or been able to listen to live music before. So I think something along those lines, even if it's like a teacher or just in higher education, would really satisfy me.
That's great. So what instruments do you play?
So when I first went to collegiate, I played the trumpet, which the only reason I really played is because since I came there from grade 6 at Precious Treasures, I only knew one person and she played trumpet. So I was like, if all goes well, hopefully I'll be able to play it with her because she was the only person I knew at the time. But then it kind of grew to like piano, guitar, flute, clarinet, the steel pans, obviously, and I really like to sing as well. So I know all those instruments.
Let us hear something you can sing. No, you don't do that?
Oh, they have to see me in my concert for that.
Oh, okay. You're going to have a concert?
Maybe one day.
Oh, okay. That's good. So you're really a musician then. We can say that. Okay. And then I like the fact that you said, I asked you earlier, what do you plan to do when you finish your degree? I do like the fact that you say you are returning home.
Yeah, that's always the plan.
Very good. And that's good to hear because there is a perception that a lot of people, especially young people, are migrating to the UK and not returning home. So I'm glad to hear that, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a serious case of brain drain in the Caribbean. But I feel like, I always believe like, leave a place better than you found it. So this place has offered me so much. I should be able to at least help develop it a little bit.
Very good. So is that the advice you give people then?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if there's a issue in your community and you are the only one seeing it, I believe that you should be able to, if you can, some way, be the change you want to see.
I love it. Exactly. And that's, I just want to, step in and say, that I believe a lot of people are returning home. I mean, there is a perception that people are leaving, but I also think people are returning.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's blown out of proportion, me personally, where people are saying that everybody's moving to the UK. That's not true. People are going to the UK to further their education, but many of those students are also returning. Yes, some people are staying. Some people met their spouse and they're staying. Some people decided they got a job and they're staying. But there are many people also returning. And I want to thank those persons to return. I want to thank you for having that in your mind to return. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I think well, obviously I've lived here my whole life, so everything I
This
have
is home.
is here.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
look at that. I can't get that in the UK at all.
Exactly. Say it again, right? So you had you experienced, your family went through something,
Yeah.
the loss of your mom through cancer. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that and how you are coping with that loss?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first major death in my family, at least for me.
What year was this?
It was 2022, so
Mm-hmm.
about to be 3 years now. And I had just left here to go to a boarding school in A-levels, for A-levels in the UK. And so the last time I actually seen her was October. We had
So that'd be October 2021. 2022. Okay.
So I saw her October 22 because she had planned a surprise birthday for my grandmother, her mother, in Jamaica. And then so I came back and then I went back to school during like November. And then she had passed away December. So that was the last time I actually saw her before her funeral.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And then, but definitely coping with it has not been the easiest, like I said, because it was very new feelings for me, especially with grief and trying to balance that and also balancing, I've just started a new school, new A-levels, new everything, and, culture shock and everything was going on. So I stayed here from December till February. And luckily I had amazing friends and definitely people who had gone through similar experiences that really helped me, and very much God-fearing people as well who gave me great godly advice and counsel, which I do still take to this day. But I think coping, at least for me, was very different for, I guess, a lot of people. I think I feel like when she passed away, I kind of almost forgot a lot of things about her.
Really?
Yeah, it felt like almost instant. Like I forgot, not necessarily how she sounded, but maybe like what she would say, or maybe just the daily things in life kind of just kind of blended into one, if that makes sense. And I kept a lot of her stuff though. And a lot of things that I did do, I tried to keep almost as if she was here, but I kind of realized I can't always stay in that place forever. I kind of have to move on eventually. But I definitely needed that time to process my emotions because I don't necessarily do that often.
Yeah. And I mean, I've heard from people that, like grieving is a continuous process. There's
it definitely is.
And period. It really,
yeah, because when I was in A-levels, everyone was starting to like apply to universities, and a lot of people would like go with their parents to universities and like for the open days and everything. And I was just there without like because my dad was here, so he couldn't come to the UK to come to the open day with me. And just little moments like that, or just I guess another moment would have been like me speaking at the House of Commons. It's not, she can experience it with me. So it is something that goes over time, even if it's been 2 years, coming up to 3 years.
Yeah. So you were 17 then?
I was, when she passed away, I was 16.
You were 16. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. And you're the oldest child, right?
For her, yes.
Yeah, for her. She's your mom's oldest child.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have a younger brother.
I have a younger brother. He's currently 13, turning 14 in December.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for being there for your younger brother as well, because I imagine it cannot be easy. But just despite that, you still, remain focused.
Yeah, it's the only thing, like, that's what she would have wanted. And that way, like, she always prioritized my education over one thing. She always told me, like, to do the best I can and however I can. So I think that's why I try to make the most out of my university experience in doing so many things. So
yeah. Okay. What advice would you, we seem to have a lot of issues in our country, particularly with the young people, as how it appears. Some are turning to drugs, some are turning to gangs. Of course, there are a lot of young people who are very successful as well, who are entrepreneurs. But what advice would you give to our young people to provide some sort of hope for them, especially in Turks and Caicos?
I would definitely say have a community around you. Like a very well and what's the word I guess I'm looking for?
You mean support?
Yeah, have a nice support group, honestly. Like people that would influence you in the right directions. I'm personally Christian, so I have people that are also Christians in my life. And they always give me, like I said, godly advice. And that really helps me with everything that I'm doing. And always remember like Philippians 4, that to give your worries to him and he will actually, take your burdens. So I think that's something I would say.
All right, that's good advice. Do you have anything else you want to share that you like the viewers to know that we have not discussed?
I think whatever they can do, always try to do to the best of their abilities. Like I was saying before, to even if you're scared. I used to be quite a scared person, a very
Really?
fearful person. I know
You
it
were?
kind of seems a bit like I wasn't, but I always used to be quite nervous to like even speak on stage or just kind of do certain things that I'm fine doing now, or maybe I'm still a bit scared to do now, but you can't really see it.
Yeah.
So I think always just try to put your best foot forward and just to go out your comfort zone. I think that's the only way you actually can grow.
Yeah.
Is being out that safety net.
But okay, I like you brought that point out about fear, because fear is a big obstacle in most of our lives. It's probably one of the greatest obstacles
I
from
definitely
achieving
think so.
what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You say you were fearful, you were shy, I guess. How did you overcome that fear? For people watching the show, what did you do to overcome that fear?
I think it's very much a mindset thing, in the sense that like you can switch your mindset in order to not be fearful. So in the sense that that's like, for example, if I was scared to, for example, like speak to someone or speak on stage or something like that, I would try to like hype myself up, if that makes sense, and just push myself to do it.
But it
And not
didn't
even
happen
think about
overnight,
it.
though, right?
It didn't happen overnight, no.
So
no,
at
of
what
course not.
point did you, I'm trying to understand, at what point did you decide, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to be fearful anymore?
I think
has something happened that caused you to not be fearful anymore?
I don't think a specific thing happened. It's just, I guess, over time, just thinking like, I think one saying that I've heard before is like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Okay.
So it's just like recognizing, okay, if I don't do this, when am I ever going to have the opportunity to do it again?
Got it.
So that's where kind of fear just came out the window for me.
Got it. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Fulford. And it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Glad being here.
All right. You've been watching the Drexel SEMA show. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to my show. We will continue to provide you with weekly inspirational stories. My guest, of course, was Mr. Demari Fulford, who's now studying in the UK. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks.